For towing operations, a towing power switch is located on the overhead maintenance panel. With the towing power switch in the battery position, power is provided to the position lights, flight deck lights, interphone, brake pressure indicator, and the brake source light. Two buses provide power for servicing the airplane: the ground handling bus and ground service bus. There are no controls for the ground handling bus. The bus is automatically powered when external power is plugged in. The APU can also power the ground handling bus. If external power is not available and the APU is running, the bus is automatically powered. If the APU is running and external power is plugged in, external power has priority. The ground handling bus powers the cargo doors, cargo compartment lights, and maintenance access lights. The bus is not powered in flight. Now let's look at the ground service bus. The ground service bus is for cabin service personnel. The ground service bus powers loads needed both on the ground and in the air. It powers cabin lights and outlets, battery chargers for the main and APU batteries, and the left forward fuel pump, which supplies fuel to the APU. When external power is the only source of power and the main bus is not powered, a ground service switch at the attendance panel at door 1 left can be used to power the ground service bus. Whenever the right main AC bus is powered, the ground service bus is powered. If the right main AC bus is not powered and the APU is running, the ground service bus is powered by the APU generator through the same ground service switch. DC electrical power is used to operate important items such as the primary flight displays and the navigation displays, Global Positioning System, or GPS, and the Air Data Inertial Reference Unit, or ADIRU. Now let's look at the sources of DC power. The 777 has two batteries. The APU battery powers the APU starter motor and APU control circuits. The main battery powers critical airplane systems when no other power sources are available. Battery functions are monitored by the Electrical Load Management System, or ELMS, and displayed at the bottom of the electrical synoptic. Also, battery messages are displayed on ICAS. The primary source of DC power is 4 transformer rectifier units, or TRUs. The TRUs convert AC power into DC power. They are powered from the 2 transfer buses. The TRUs in turn supply 4 DC buses: the left main DC bus, the right main DC bus, the captain's flight instrument bus, and the first officer's flight instrument bus. If a TRU fails, DC tie relays connect the left and right main DC buses and the captain's and first officer's flight instrument buses. This allows all buses to remain powered. There are no controls for the DC system, as it is fully automatic. The flight controls on this airplane are actuated hydraulically, but controlled electrically. This is known as fly-by-wire. Power for the fly-by-wire system comes from 2 backup generators, one on each engine. Each backup generator is a non-time limited backup source. We'll discuss the backup generators in more detail in non-normal operations. Two permanent magnet generators, or PMGs, are housed within each backup generator. These PMGs are the power source for the flight controls. The PMGs provide dedicated power to left, center, and right power supply assemblies and their respective flight control DC buses. If one or more PMGs fail in flight, the main DC buses or the captain's flight instrument bus power the flight control DC buses. If the main DC buses become unpowered, the hot battery bus provides power to the left and center power supply assemblies. Should a transfer of power from one source to another occur, 1-minute batteries are provided on each power supply assembly to ensure no interruption of power during the transfer. To allow automatic landings with the lowest possible minimums, the electrical system configures so that each of the 3 autopilots is powered by a separate power source. During approach, power to the right transfer bus switches from the right main AC bus to the backup generators. This transfer provides independent sources to each of the 3 autopilots. The electrical system returns to normal when autopilot go-around is performed, or when the autopilots are disengaged.